good advice. Talk to us a little bit about optimism. I loved that episode, and we can't spend too much time here because I want to dive into some other topics, but do you know which episode I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. And again, people can, of course, hear it on the podcast, but the point that I think the most important 2 points are, number one, optimism really, really impacts our lives on 3 levels: social, romantic, and financial. And it stems from the very simple fact that, life is too short to spend time with people who drain your energy. And pessimistic people drain energy. Now, that obviously doesn't mean you have to be a Pollyanna kind of person who everything is wonderful. Yeah, life has problems and challenges, no question about it. And only a fool blinds himself to challenges and assures himself that everything is going to be fine. No, of course you take the necessary precautions and you do the necessary preparations. But in general, to be an optimistic personality is an incredible gift to your spouse or to your future spouse. It's an incredible gift to the people you do business with. And people seek out others who are optimistic. People sometimes say to me, why is it that, there's some people who just have a lot of friends and I have almost no friends? Well, first thing you should look at is, do you radiate optimism or pessimism? And you might think to yourself, and be very careful about this, you might say to yourself, well, you know what, I'm a sort of phlegmatic sort of guy or woman. I don't radiate intense optimism. I don't radiate pessimism. In other words, you're saying to yourself, you're neither. You don't radiate optimism or pessimism. Guess what? You're radiating pessimism without even knowing it.
Yes, I'm just a realist. No, you're coming across pretty pessimistic there, partner.
No, right. If you are not focused on radiating optimism, you are a beaming 1,000-kilowatt transmitter of pessimism, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, it reminds me of the character Eeyore on Winnie the Pooh. I don't think he knew he was a pessimist. I just think he thought he was just taking life as it came. But what a downer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So it's tremendously valuable to in business interactions and social interact, tremendously valuable. And the second point is that, is it possible to grow optimism? And here's one of the great secrets from ancient Jewish wisdom. Honestly, Jim, I don't think I'm the dumbest guy in the United States. I'm not the smartest one. I'm just in the middle bell curve like most of us.
Right.
And,
me too.
And I know for a fact, though, that even if I was double as smart as I am, in 2 lifetimes, I never would have figured out how to generate optimism.
Oh, I know where you're going.
I know the value of optimism. I know all the benefits, but yes. I never would have known. Okay, fine. You've convinced me, Lap. And how do I look? I'm not naturally an optimistic person. I grew up in this sort of household where there was this sort of chaos, and I had this sort of background, I had this sort of problem, and in my life I've had these problems. So I expect the worst. And how do I get out of that? And there is an answer to that.
It's a one-word answer. I know where you're going.
Well, it's one of those one-word answers that needs a full chapter to then explicate, and we don't have a full chapter now. But you've kindly recommended my book, and in the material in the Income Abundance set, there is actually a full layout of this. The answer in one word is gratitude, of course, as you well know, Jim.
Yes, sir.
But what it means is actively pursuing a strategy of expressing gratitude with your lips and your mouth and your tongue every single day to all kinds of people you've thought of thanking and people you haven't thought of thanking. But as you get into the thanking mode, all of a sudden your optimism starts ballooning and growing and mushrooming and adding enormous excitement to an enhanced life.
Could I use an example that I think you might enjoy? I helped place, this is just coming back to me, I helped place foreign exchange students into homes in America. So they would come in, and for a week, I would spend time with these high schoolers from all over the world, Brazil and different countries around the world. And they were coming into this completely new culture, new environment. And it was our job to kind of prepare them for life in the United States for the next year. And one of the observations, regardless of just about any other culture, especially the Spanish speaking cultures that we were exposed to, and especially some of the European cultures, they said, why do Americans say thank you constantly?
Oh, how interesting.
And I had trouble explaining it to them. I'm like, we're just grateful. We're grateful. It's like, that doesn't make sense. We never, like, you guys say thank you 50 times a day. We say thank you once a week, maybe, in our culture. You guys are so strange. And I'm thinking, now I'm connecting the dots. It's that Judeo-Christian ethic that's built into us somewhere along the line. We paid attention to this lesson from the best business book ever written, the Bible, that said, be grateful, approach life with a grateful heart. And when you have that gratitude, optimism results. And that attitude of scarcity and that depressed mode can't fit in such a heart, right? So I'm just connecting that dot, that these kids, it was so strange to them, because some of you may be listening to this thinking, yeah, who isn't grateful? Well, there's a lot of cultures that just don't have that built in the way we do here in Western culture, where we understand gratitude is important. If somebody does something nice for you, you say thank you, and you express it in a meaningful way. So yeah, I want the reader to go dig into your book, Business Secrets from the Bible, and pull this and many other valuable lessons out. Let me explain to you the next